Hi, my name is Gold Beer, and let's start with observation. This is a sci-fi thriller where you will have to uncover what happened to the crew of the space station through the lens of artificial intelligence. You will assume the role of AI by operating the station's control systems, cameras, and tools. The game is blending narrative adventure, puzzles, exploration, and cosmic existential horror. You will uncover the true nature of yourself, your crew, and the mysterious, always present hexagon on Saturn. The story, horror atmosphere, and music is great, but the game can be a buggy mess if your gaming setup is slightly out of the ordinary. Also, people on Steam are recommending playing it with a gamepad. But in general, it seems that Observation is a great deal for the fans of 2001: A Space Odyssey and Solaris movies. I will say probably blasphemy that I liked Solaris with George Clooney way more than that Soviet film with Donatas Banionis as the main protagonist. Way more. Steep. You'll ride a massive open world across the mountains of cocaine. Well, or snow. I don't think there was an official explanation of what exactly this white stuff is made of. Anyway, imagine what you want. So you land in the Alps, or the wilderness of Alaska, and conquer the world's most epic mountains on skis, wingsuits, snowboards, and paragliders. Basically, you will do all that stuff you would never do in real life. You know, you can't do that sitting on your couch. Oh wait, yes you can. Although I doubt that you find this mother of all winter sports in this game. But don't worry, the game is really cheap, so even without that it's worth your time and money. So long story short, this is a fun game with great mechanics. The more you play, the better you become. Until you hit the ceiling of your capabilities, of course, and then delete this stupid game. Anyway, good luck. Sker Ritual. So if you know the first part, it's nothing like that. Maid of Sker was a stealth horror game, and Sker Ritual is actually quite the opposite. Here you will dive into the first-person shooting action like never before. Well, honestly, like many times before, but you know, it's nice. To shoot massive hordes of creepy stuff is always nice. So this is obviously an intense, round-based zombie shooter. You can play it alone or up to 4 players online, and face relentless waves of enemies while at the same time solving mysterious missions, uncovering Easter eggs, upgrading steampunk weapons, and obtaining a vast network of Celtic gods' powers. Game has a very positive review score on Steam, and people who play the game in the comments are often saying that Sker Ritual was above the expectations. It is a very solid game to just have tons of fun. Art of Rally. This is a beautiful racing game. The word art in its name is not just a coincidence. The game looks original and fun. Here you will race across the world through colorful and stylized environments and compete for the first place in the leaderboards with daily and weekly challenges. Here you will experience the golden era of rally in career mode, traveling across 78 stages from Finland to Sardinia, Norway, Japan, Germany, Kenya, Indonesia, and Coldberistan. Well, maybe not all of these, but I can't remember which one isn't included. The models of cars are all vintage and range from 60s to 80s. In total, more than 50 different cars. To be honest, you don't need to be a fan of racing, this game is literally for everyone. I played the demo a long time ago, and even if racing games are usually not my spoon of potato salad, I had tons of fun. Also, the review score on Steam is very high, above 90%.
Crazy high.
Well, not as high as Seth Rogen. Chorus. Here you'll unlock amazing weapons and mind-bending abilities. Along with your sentient starfighter, visit ancient temples, engage in exhilarating zero-G combat, and venture beyond our waking reality. Explore epic locations such as sprawling space stations and strange planes of existence beyond our own. Engage in dogfights from epic cosmic void to tight crystalline corridors. People on Steam are saying that Chorus is one of the best-looking space games to date, but will make you vomit on your keyboard if you are a victim of motion sickness. If you are in doubt, just download and play Chorus demo on Steam absolutely free. The Talos Principle 2. The first part of the game is a legendary title among all puzzle lovers, and so it seems the sequel is meant for glory as well. You know, more than 90% of positive review score is an achievement many games never live to see. So here, born into a new world where biological humanity is extinct but human culture lives on a city of robots, you find yourself in a mind-bending adventure involving a mysterious megastructure hiding enormous powers. The more you discover, the more you will be confronted with questions questions about the nature of the cosmos and the purpose of civilization. You will ask uncomfortable questions like, are you better than humans, or are you moving in the same direction of extinction, and why does potato salad taste so much better with fermented cucumbers instead of pickles? Anyway, the game will break your brain in a good sense and will show you puzzles never seen before. Slime Rancher. This is a charming first-person sandbox experience. You will play a plucky young rancher who sets out for a life 1,000 light years away from Earth. Each day will present new challenges and risky opportunities as you attempt to amass a great fortune in the business of slime ranching. Collect colorful slimes, grow crops, harvest resources, and explore the untamed wilds. Also, here you can complete daily requests from other ranchers to get bonus rewards. Earn money to upgrade your stuff, build more corals, and expand your ranch. This is a relaxing and fun game, very suitable after a hard work day or as a casual time burner when you have nothing else to do. Well, in that case, you can go and make delicious potato salad instead. 9-bit Armies, a bit too far. Most of us know the 8-bit RTS series, and this is the latest game in the franchise. In 9-bit Armies, you will rally your military forces across a variety of battlefields and act out your strategy over land, sea and air. Yeah, the holy trinity of every good RTS game. You will deploy your airborne soldiers, destroy bridges and aim your super weapons at your puny enemies. You can also join others online, playing together with your friends in co-op campaigns or against them in a mix of skirmishes supporting up to 8 players. The game is filled with various innovations like swimming infantry or sharks who can eat them, but the UI and whole setting looks and feels very close to Command & Conquer, so you will feel right at home here. 9-bit Armies will provide a bit better and smoother gameplay, better map layouts and medal system kinda similar to StarCraft 2 campaign achievements. You can download new maps and mods with full Steam Workshop integration and discover new ways to render all to burning bits and bytes. You can also upload your own mods and maps to share with friends and foes alike. Game also supports LAN PvP, so you can organize wild parties with your friends and keep your virginity safe like never before. Risk of Rain 2. Everyone who played Risk of Rain 2 can agree on one thing: it plays way better than it looks, meaning that everything you are seeing now to you looks like a graphic gibberish of some sort, but if you take control of the hero, everything changes immediately. The game has 96% of positive reviews left by hundreds of thousands of players who bought the game. You can't argue with that. So here you'll fight your way to the final boss and escape, or continue your run indefinitely to see how long you can survive. A unique scaling system means that both you and your foes limitlessly increase in power over the course of the game. People on Steam are talking that Risk of Rain 2 is a bit unfriendly for new players. It will take time for you to adapt, so be prepared for that. It won't guide you by your hand or penis. The Chant. This is a nice single-player third-person horror action-adventure game set on a remote island. Your peaceful weekend turns to dread after a group opens a psychedelic dimension of terror that feeds off negative energy. So you could throw all the Karens of the world in it and keep everyone happy, but the protagonist never thought about that. So now you witness terrifying revelations about the cosmos, fight off the creatures, reason with the survivors, and unravel the legacy of a cult from the 1970s to reverse the ritual that caused all of this. The score on Steam hovers about 80% of positive reviews, so 4 out of 5 people like the game. Totally accurate battle simulator. If you are just bored and want to kill some time in single player without thinking too much, I doubt there is a better game for that than Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. At first, it's really funny. Second, it challenges your IQ and actual tactical skills. All you need to do is to choose your units, place them strategically and press the fight button. They will do all the battling part by themselves and you will observe it like some overarching god who has no power to influence anything anymore. So when your army is ripped apart and its scattered remains lie on the ground, then you may think of another strategy and try again, and then again. Some of the battles in the campaign are crazy hard and will squeeze your IQ through your nostrils. Also, if you have some doubts, the game has about 100,000 reviews left on Steam and the score is really close to 100%. I'm not kidding, it's probably one of the best rated games on the whole Steam. Isonzo. This is a World War I game based on the Italian front. Inspired by the 2-year struggle for control of the Isonzo River Valley and the Alps, the game will lead you across stunning landscapes as you choose your path to victory. Cut your way through barbed wire, flank your enemies by following mountain trails, or man a mortar to blast a way through. Shape a dynamic battlefield by laying sandbags and wire, placing ammo crates, deploying trench periscopes or sniper shields. Fight with more than 30 unique weapons, survive poisonous gas attacks and intense artillery barrages. People on Steam are saying that mostly here you will run up the hill for 20 minutes and then you die. Somehow that is still a fun experience. The game is a proud owner of a very positive review score, so no tricks here. The Outer Worlds. It's not just Fallout in space. I had more fun playing The Outer Worlds than I had playing Fallout 4. Even if this is a bit smaller game, I can absolutely give it 9 cold beers out of 10 and recommend it to you without a doubt. But I have to mention that it has some cons as well, like unbalanced difficulty. You know, at first you die a lot, but later everything else dies in seconds, even the strongest monsters. Then you may think,
hey, I will switch from hard to the hardest difficulty.
But you can't. You have to play the whole game on this hardest difficulty without switching it off, because developers decided to add some stupid achievements most of the players don't even care about. So you will feel overpowered all the time and you can't do anything about that. That's why I didn't buy and didn't play the last DLC. I already feel like a combat god, everything just dies when I blink. Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. This is a really original and truly amazing game where you play as an ape. Yeah, your journey starts 10 million years ago, and by then we still shared our ancestors with gorillas and chimpanzees. Our last common ancestor with the apes, chimpanzees to be exact, is known to be roughly about 5 million years old. So you start as an ape and over the years evolve into an early human. The whole game spans from 10 million to 2 million years ago. Your task is for you and your tribe not to die and not to choose the path of extinction. The future of humanity is in your hands, like literally. As developers say, evolution was not written in stone. Your decisions will shape how you will overcome obstacles, increase your species, and what knowledge you will pass on to future generations. You can focus on specific attributes or choose a more balanced approach to survival. Your clan's ability to survive will be directly impacted by your decisions and choices, making each player's experience a unique one. It's a wonderful game reminding us that we are just starting to go on our evolutionary path as human species. 2 million years is nothing. Dinosaurs existed for 165 million years before they all died out. Except the birds, of course, add another 65 million years to that big number. That is a huge difference. Not as huge as your mama though. LA Noire. This is a violent crime thriller that blends action with true detective work. You will search for clues, chase down suspects and interrogate witnesses as you struggle to find the truth in a city where everyone has something to hide. And when you try to unearth the sinister secrets, there is a huge chance that someone will try to silence you for good. During Hollywood's golden age, you play as LAPD detective thrown headfirst into a city drowning in its own success. Corruption is rampant, the drug trade is exploding and murder rates are at an all-time high. So in your fight to climb the ranks and do what's right, you must unravel the truth behind a string of arson attacks, racketeering conspiracies and brutal murders. People on Steam are saying that civilian casualties are just a part of the job, and the game itself is like a noir GTA 5. Song of Horror Complete Edition. So this is a cute game for the whole family. Well, if you are a family of monsters, that is. Otherwise, this is a psychological horror game for adults. Here, a famous writer has gone missing, along with his entire family. Worried, his editor sent an assistant to his house in order to look for him, but he never came back. If you have seen the movie In the Mouth of Madness with Sam Neill, you can draw parallels already. But that is not the same story, oh no. Here, these disappearances spark a set of events that will soon reveal something dreadful. A nameless dark entity known only as the Presence seems to be responsible. But this is not just a simple horror jump-scare infused game.
Oh no.
The evil Presence is controlled by an advanced AI that adapts to your actions and decisions, and that makes it, you know, actually alive. That is extremely creepy. So as a player, you will live the story through the eyes of a varied set of characters related to the story in their own way. Every character is different and brings their unique point of view to the investigation, allowing you to approach clues and items differently, but all of them can die if the presence gets to them, and death is permanent. So how strong are your mental balls? Some say that the game has better horror than Lovecraft has ever written. Well, it's for you to decide, if you have a pair, but I recommend having at least 7 of them. Traveler's Rest. This is a tavern management game where you can brew your own beer, run a farm, and build relationships. You are an innkeeper on a journey to transform a rundown tavern into a bustling social space. Based in a cheerful fantasy setting, Traveler's Rest is a place to meet people, explore new places, and uncover ancient magic. Along your journey, you'll discover new things to brew, farm, cook, and build to create your perfect fantasy tavern. The game is still in early access, but has more than 90% of positive reviews. People on Steam are saying that this game is awesome, and if you like titles like Stardew Valley, it's a must-play. Also, you can smack angry customers away with your mob. Orcs Must Die 3. This is probably the most entertaining tower defense game I have ever played, and that is because here you are involved in the action as a third-person character. You actually run and shoot, hack and slash, and also you place various traps and turrets, so it feels very personal, and because of that you are not just a passive observer, you are actually the scariest threat for your enemies. And your enemies here are obviously orcs. Wave after wave after wave they will swarm your castle, and after the end of every wave you will realize that you were holding your breath all the time. Relax, it's just a game. You can play solo or 2-player co-op, arm yourself with a massive arsenal of weapons and slice, burn and zap hordes of repugnant orcs. The game is incredibly fun and at first seems easy.
Like your sister.
Oh come on, how dare you! Oh, but all this easiness is just a deception. Later games will turn into incredibly hard try again and again battles. One misplaced trap, one missed shot and you know, you're dead. Anyway, as I've said, this is an extremely entertaining game and I can recommend it without any doubts. Kill orcs and relax. Green Hell. Game feels like Wrath, The Forest and Far Cry Primal had a baby, and very positive reviews are saying to us that this baby is not ugly and you shouldn't give up it for adoption. This time. Here you are left alone in a jungle without any food or equipment, trying to survive and find your way out. Clinging to life, you have to go on a journey of durability, as the effects of solitude wear heavy not only on your body but also on the mind. How long can you survive against the dangers of the unknown? Knowing you, probably not very long. You know, me as well, when I watch survival shows, especially the one called Alone, I'm always thinking that I would never give up and I would win the money no matter what, not like these other people. But the truth is, I would probably slip on some snail and die on the 3rd day. Or, you know, I probably would be attacked and eaten by a bunch of these, which is a terrible fate. So here, constantly threatened by the jungle, you'll fight with both wild animals and tropical illnesses. You will also have to face the traps set by your own mind and fears that crawl out of the darkness of the endless jungle. Enjoy the game alone or with friends. Grim Dawn. Among all the games similar to Diablo, there is no doubt that Grim Dawn is one of the best examples ever made in this field. More than 90% of positive reviews can confirm that with ease. Here you'll be able to enjoy the dual class system. Combine any of 6 distinct classes with over 25 skills and modifiers per class, meaning that your hero will definitely be some kind of unique abomination nobody else has. Although I can say from my own experience, if you are playing for the first time, don't do that. Swallow your dignity and just watch some tutorial of the most powerful build possible, because otherwise you may end like me. You will nurture a warrior who does cool magic but later in the game is completely useless, and that drop of quality is huge, from a Gandalf to a Las Vegas magician.
I will tell Penn Gillette about this blasphemy, he will make you disappear.
Oh, no, please don't.
It's too late for that.
Titan Station. This is a retro sci-fi adventure that takes us far into the future, in the year of 1999. Yeah, the retro future is in the past, but somehow we have all these wonderful things we managed to achieve with the technology of the past. A really cool genre reminding us of all these science fiction novels we have read in our teens. So here you are, a systems operator, casual worker of the space station. But after arriving, your mundane work turns into a struggle for your very life as you make a shocking discovery. You have to believe me here, because because this is not a channel of spoilers, most of the time. Well, half of the time. Still, that counts. Subscribe. Anyway, the station is connected to Saturn's moon Titan by an elevator and pipeline system. Really cool concept. Here you won't find any combat, and the game itself will take about 4 hours to complete. If you liked games like The Invincible, Outer Wilds or Observation, Titan Station is your spoon of potato salad. More than 90% of reviews on Steam are positive. Anyhow, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.